Let's try one more time. Hello, my friends. How are you? I'm back again, and I'm going to invite my friend, therapist Ana, so she can join us in this call, and she will share all the tips that you need to know because, hey, I get very stressed out during the holidays. Do you? Or it's only me? Please tell me. It's only me? It's you? Me? You? Both? All I know is that, yes, it is hard to get in the groove of really enjoying the festivities, and at the same time guest requests. Allow your viewers to request to join you as a guest on your broadcast. Okay, I sent an invite to Ana. Hopefully this time will work. Hey people, Ana, join us. See if you can see it now. Thank you, Greg. Love it. Jaja, Emilio, Jessica, how are you guys? Pita, how are you, my friend? Oh, that's lightning. Oof. Love you too, Greg. I see my, oh my gosh. I'm not gonna say. Thank you, love. All right, Greg, tell me, one of the things that stress you out the most. Tell me right there. What do you think it is? Come on, Greg. Guadalupe, ¿cómo estás, mi amor? Cleaning the house. I know. It's a lot of pain. Julie, ¿cómo estás? All right, let's see if we have alarm. Rest. So one of the tips that I have to share with you guys is resting. Yes, Greg is right on that. Stress releases a lot of hormones. What is the hormone, Greg?
It's not a pheromone. I don't remember.
That really is bad for you. It just makes your body very toxic, and that can cause inflammation in the body. And inflammation is the number one reason why we get sick all the time. So let's try to avoid that. See, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna invite Ana to log in my Zoom call, so she can see us. You can see her, and we are going to go over this. 998-5873. Do you know that you can do? There she is. Did she say yes? I think I saw her. Hey, Ana. Annie. Hi, beautiful. I think I got her.
I think I finally got it.
Tecnología nos atropelló today. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. Thank you, Ana, for persist on this. You know what I needed to do? I just needed to slide my finger to the right and say, invite her over. Anyway, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad.
Ana, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy mom as well. She's a mom of 2 babies, still a toddler and a 1.5-year baby. So she knows about stress. Plus, her expertise is she's a therapist in relationships. And she just wrote her book called Reinvent Your Relationships. There it is. Totally recommended. Guys, you have to watch. You have to read that book as well. Because, hey, in relationships, with no black and white, right? There's no black and white. You really have to work it. And these tips today, they're going to help you in your relationships and how to overcome the stress that comes with the festivities. So go ahead, Ana. Please share with us.
Sure. So, I love talking about this subject, and it seems like every year, people are like, relationships just get so stressful in the holidays. There's just so much to do. There's so much pressure to be in all these places, to see all these people that sometimes we really don't want to see, or, places that we really don't want to go. And there's pressure to perform, to be there, to be social, to be happy. And, that's not always the case. That's not always the case, because this is on top of our everyday responsibilities, all the stress that we already have, all the things that we're already dealing with. So it can definitely be a lot. So it's very common during this time that, we get into arguments with our partners, with our significant others, just because there's pressure coming everywhere. There's deadlines. So I just want to give you a couple tips that hopefully can help you take this time a little easier, and just be a little bit more relaxed, and avoid the conflict, because we all want to have an enjoyable holiday, right? We all want to have fun, and we want to make the best out of it. And if we're stressed out or upset, it just takes the fun out of it. So the first thing that I want you to remember is that the holidays are temporary. They have a beginning and they have an end. So tomorrow is going to be Thanksgiving. The day is probably going to start just like any other day. And some of you already started cooking for tomorrow, right? Prepping. Not me.
Not me. I'm not hosting.
Prepping, trying to make tomorrow easiest. But tomorrow's gonna start. The sun's gonna rise, but it's also gonna come to an end. So sometimes just taking it one day at a time, just be like, I just need to go through the day. It's okay, because it might be a very difficult day. But guess what? Friday, you can relax, right? Because Friday you might have nothing going on, because the stress is already over. So thinking in terms of like, is this a temporary? It's just gonna be one day, and I'm gonna have to go through this day, and just go through the motions and do whatever it takes just to complete this day. It's okay, because you know what? Hopefully the next day it's gonna be better. The next thing that I also want you to think about is being mindful of the stresses that you already have. If work is stressful, or you have all these deadlines, or you have to, work late, or maybe you are still working, and then maybe you have to work tomorrow night or Friday. That can be really stressful, because you might be thinking about that, tomorrow. Well, we want to disconnect and just relax. So be mindful of your own stressors, but also your partners, because there might be other things that might be affecting them that we're not thinking, but instead we assume that their mood or their looks is because of us, that we're doing something. But maybe it's something completely unrelated, right? Maybe we have nothing to do with what they're doing.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think that is really important. And, ask questions like, is everything okay? Is there anything that I can do to make it better? Or like, let's just take a day, or, just ask. Maybe they'll tell you.
Yeah,
maybe you can open up conversation, right? And also, if you are going to ask and there is something going on, try to be supportive. I think that, we all want to be supported if something is going on that we're having struggles with, right? We want to be supported. We want to be listened to. So try to do the same thing for your partner. I think that a lot of times, because there's just so many things going on, and you're like rushing, going from place to place, getting dressed, cleaning, and doing all these things, we don't really stop to think about, hey, is there anything that maybe we can do together? Let's just, go for a walk before we have to go through all this craziness of the day. Let's just do something fun and do something different. I also think that there's this pressure to be around so many people with like all these family members. But it's okay to take some time to just be alone. Just be with your partner. Just take 5-10 minutes, half an hour. We have a whole day tomorrow with other people, right? Just take an hour and take a vacation from the holiday.
A vacation from the holiday, like after Thanksgiving,
or before Thanksgiving. Like let's say you have to be there at 2 or at 4 or whatever time. Do it before that or after that,
Okay.
Just take the time for you or your partner or together. Either way, that's just going to help you break that tension, the stress that you have to be there, that you have to, interact with people. And, sometimes you don't like the people that you're going to be interacting with. That's okay. We don't have to like our families all,
Thank
all the
you. It's
time.
from the expert. Thank you for saying that.
It's the truth. There's people that we're not always going to like. And, we don't choose our family, unfortunately.
No, we don't.
It's chosen for us. So we really don't get to pick them up. I think also for the ones of you who are prepping today, that are already starting with the cooking and like getting ready, that's a pretty good way to just make tomorrow less stressful, because you're gonna have less things to worry about. So preparing, I would say, is really important. And even preparing for arguments, like talk about, hey, if we get into an argument, this is what we're gonna, do or say, or like we're gonna cut it short. Because it's most likely going to happen. You are gonna, say something, or you're gonna hear something that you're not gonna like, and maybe put your mindset that I'm not gonna get into arguments tomorrow. We're just gonna let it go, and then let's talk about it Friday. Friday is still gonna be there. The problem is still gonna be there. You're still gonna remember it. Believe me, you're not gonna forget. So talk about it Friday. Save it for the next day. You'll probably feel better. You'll have some time to think about it. Think about what you're gonna say, and then most likely it's gonna have a better outcome. Giving yourself some time.
So Anna, if I prepare myself to be ready, so people, like if I'm bringing a dish to my family event, and I already have the mindset saying, hey, it doesn't matter if they eat it or not.
Right. Yeah. Or if they like it or
fine.
They might not like it.
They might not like it. They might not like veggies or fruits or whatever I'm making,
right.
Or maybe it's bad. But I just have the mindset, right? Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So like preparing, everyone's not gonna like what you like. Good. Are you making it for you, or are you making it for them? That might be a good question to ask yourself, right? Are you making it so you can have something that you like, or are you making something so everyone eats and enjoy? That might be two different things. So be prepared for that. Absolutely. Be prepared to, be in an argument or have a maybe uncomfortable moment with that one person that you don't really want to see talk to, right? What can you do then? Be prepared mentally, I think, mostly to just either tolerate it, or maybe leave to get some soda or something.
So you're saying prepare yourself.
Absolutely.
Prepare for the outcome.
Prepare for conflict, in other words. Because if it does happen, it doesn't have to ruin your holiday. It doesn't have to ruin the rest of your day. It's how you're going to deal with that conflict that's really going to alter the outcome of the day.
That's a great tip. Thank you, Ana.
Yeah. So I also think it's important, if we want to avoid conflict at all possible, avoid excessive drinking. Because, when we're drinking, we are most likely to get into an argument.
That's true.
Because we're not really thinking things through, or consequences, and, we're not as aware of others. So when there is a lot of drinking, it's probably more likely that you're going to end up having an argument.
True.
Say something that somebody didn't like. Or if they're drinking too much, you're not going to like that either. I mean, so I would say heavy drinking is definitely a factor that adds to conflict during the holidays, for sure. So I would say stay away. I'm not saying don't drink. I can't, that be unrealistic, but know your limit when you're getting to that point, and then maybe drink some water in between. Just pace yourself, because drinking it'll absolutely make it most likely that you're gonna get into an argument, and that you're gonna lot of times say something that you're gonna regret, that maybe you didn't really mean, and then you can't take that back. Anything you say, whether it's what you're drinking or not, you can't take it back. People don't forget. Whether you were aware of what you said or not, you said it. So I would say that's really important. And, going back to the preparing, I think it's important you prepare with your partner. Like, talk about it before things happen. Hey, if this happens, then let's prepare together. That way you're on the same page. Because if you prepare and you decided to have a plan and your partner is not part of that thinking, that process, and he or she is not aware, then your actions might be, confused or misinterpreted, and then you might be taken the wrong way. So whenever you are preparing, make sure you're teaming up with your partner and talking to them about how you're going to deal with this difficult situation.
True. Like you're saying, like if I already know that I have conflict with that person and I talk to my partner about it and I say, hey, if I see that this person is drinking too much and then we're going to get into an argument, let's you and me be on the same page and know that if this happens, we're going to leave.
Right. And it's okay to have an exit plan. You can leave a party. You don't have to stay until they kick you out. So if you leave, that's fine. Have a plan, have something already made up of why you're leaving. That way you have to come up with whatever excuse you think is gonna be a good idea in that moment. So teaming up with your partner and having an exit plan or having a plan and dealing with conflict is so important. And I also think what is most important out of everything is asking for help. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do the cooking, the cleaning, getting the kids ready. You don't have, it's not all on you, I think a lot of times we assume that our partner should know that they should help us, but maybe they don't. Huh?
We assume all the time.
Right.
And I know because I have a lot of friends.
Right. They should know that they should help us and we shouldn't have to ask. Right. It's like so obvious. And I think that what's obvious for one person might be not obvious for the other person. But if it was that obvious, then maybe they will be helping. So I think asking for help is absolutely a valid way to get your needs met, because you don't have to do it all. It doesn't make you any less. It doesn't let them off the hook. It actually puts them on the spot to perform. So I think asking for help is probably going to guarantee that you don't have to do it all. And ask anybody for help, really, not just your partner, anybody. Avoid saying yes to everything and everyone, especially during these times, because there's just so much going on. So this will be a really great time to start practicing setting boundaries and just saying no to certain things that either you don't really want to do or you're not realistically going to have time to do. Because then you're
if somebody asked me
failure. Say that again.
If somebody asked me to get with a big dish, if they're asking me to make something really like tamales or something like very complicated, just say no.
Or buy them. You don't have to prep them from scratch.
Yes. So I don't have to say yes.
You do not have to say yes. Absolutely not. That does not make you a bad person or a bad friend or a bad, no. Listen, people say no to you all the time and you deal with it. You're still like that person. So why not do the same thing?
That's true. But we have this concept that we have to please everybody, especially women. I feel like we have that ingrained. That we have always to say.
It is. I think it's like partially it's like this cultural thing that, first of all, women, mothers, we have to be these givers, and we have to love, care, and protect, and that means saying yes to everything, right? Like showing our love through agreeing to be there and do all these things. And the reality is that we don't have all these things, and by doing so, we are setting up this expectation that anytime anybody comes to us, the answer is going to be yes, and more people are going to, it's going to start that rumor. Not that, it doesn't have to be about gossiping, but, everyone's going to start knowing that you're the one person that always comes through. So then you build up this reputation, right? And then it gets around, everyone starts coming to you, and now you have a laundry list of things that you've agreed to do because people know they can count on you, right? And you always say yes, and you always come through. And this is how we set ourselves to these very stressful situations, because we agree to do some things that a lot of times, realistically, we don't have enough hours in the day. What do? We sacrifice our sleep many times. Well, not all of them, but I know a lot of people who does. They'll sleep very, few hours, and then the next day they're gonna be cranky, they're gonna be tired, they're not really gonna enjoy the party.
That's true. Boundaries, right? Setting up boundaries. It's hard to say no.
It is very hard to say no. Yeah, no.
I know.
But you know what? Once you get started and you start practicing saying no, and then you realize that people are still gonna like you, and they're still gonna come around, and they're still gonna be your friend, it's not that hard. You just have to get through that initial fear of what's people gonna think or say if I say no to them. I'm gonna disappoint them. Yeah, maybe they'll be a little bit disappointed, but it's not gonna be the end of the world.
That is a great tip. That is a great tip.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
So I think these are pretty generic tips that I think will apply to anybody. Just hopefully it reduces some of your stress more. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy. Or any specific situation you want to get some feedback, then I think that, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Thank you, Ana. Those are great tips. So just to recap, we have number 1, have a plan. Was that have a plan?
Yeah. Well, number 1 was like, remind that this is temporary. Today has a beginning.
Oh,
and end.
temporary.
Take it slow. The day will come to an end, and it's all gonna be part of your memory tomorrow. Yes, absolutely.
Right. And number 2, it was have a plan.
Prepare.
Whatever happens,
for conflict.
prepare in advance.
Team
number 3, don't drink and talk to your partner. That's true. And number 3 was do not drink, overdrink. Do not overdrink.
Avoid
have a plan about that.
It's a recipe for conflict.
Texas drinking. Absolutely. I know my friend. Number 4, asking for help. And number 4, you were cutting up.
So it was team up with your partner, ask for help. Ask for help, say no, and be supportive.
And be supportive. Yes, and avoid saying yes to everything.
Right. Yeah, just say no. It's not that bad. That's your favorite one?
They're going to love you. They're going to still love you. That's the best part. They're going to still love you no matter what. Because the same way that you love the people that say no, same way they're going to love you. Those are great tips. I'm going to give you 2 more minutes for the people who just log in if they have any questions about it. Thank you so much for your time, Ana. These steps are very easy to follow. And sometimes what is common sense is not that common. I heard it in a book.
Right.
Common sense is not that common.
Right. A way that I like to put that is like, what's obvious to me is not going to be obvious to you or the person next to you. So it's all about the perception. What is common sense or obvious for one individual is just not going to be common sense or obvious for the next person. Even though you think you know them really good, you still don't really know. So avoid making assumptions. Yes.
Avoid making assumptions. Thank you so much for all that information and for your time. I know you're a busy mom too. You have your business, your career, and you take some time just to help me and my community to get informed and just be prepared for the festivities, because I know it's not easy. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I love it. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope everyone to have a great Thanksgiving, and just start saying no and set some boundaries, ask for help, have a plan. You're most likely gonna have some type of conflict. Just get through the day. It will be over tomorrow or Friday. it'll all just be a memory. So take the and be safe. But happy Thanksgiving to all of them, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Ana. And guys, please contact Ana if you live in Tampa and you need some help with your relationships. Or buy her book. It's right there. I'm gonna add the link on the comments so you can buy it too. It's
Yeah, you
Amazon,
can get it
right,
in
Ana?
You can get it through Amazon or Barnes and Nobles. Actually, they have it at the Barnes and Nobles local. It's already on stock, but you can also order it through Amazon. So either way, I'm also going to be coming out with a Spanish version next month. So hopefully, I know. So it's going to be translated into Spanish next month. So I'll let you know and keep you updated. If you want to hear about it, just like my page, and you'll get all the details.
I'm gonna put all the information on the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Remember, still with the joy of the moment, don't pay attention to all those details, but be prepared, like Ana said.
Just
Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving.